B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5, or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run.
Hey guys, Thursday. Yeah, I was gonna do a brew review yesterday, but once again, the brew review channel was hacked, and Glockgeist William did a review. That was good. That was funny. Here's what concerns me though. In that video, we learn that Heffy has the password to the brew review channel. And since how he's one of the biggest sluts I know, that means you probably go to some truck stop and open up a stall door and see the password to the BandEBrew Review channel. What are we looking at? Well, first thing I'd like to show you is the heat shield I put on the Mossberg. If you shoot this thing enough, I'd like to think that that's more than just on there for looks. I would like to say one thing though. If anybody that works at Mossberg is watching this, really, you're gonna need to be pretty creative or have two people give you a hand, because there is a small spacer that goes right here, and you need to close this down on the spacer. You know, maybe if it was, I suppose they don't want to pinch it any tighter. They have the tolerance so close on this that you actually have to remove the front sight bead in order to slide this down the barrel. I was really hoping I could avoid that, but there wasn't a way to do it. You probably could do it. You probably pick the spot where you want it and just slide it over the barrel and listen to the big gouge that would be going in place right there. But yeah, I don't consider myself timid when it comes to taking on projects and doing shit, and that was no fun by myself. I ended up making some plastic spacers for a set of basically they're equivalent to channel locks, but they're made by a company called Nipix in Germany, and I made some plastic teeth covers to put on them, and slid it over so that it would actually capture the nut so the nut couldn't spin, and then do all that with one hand. That was fun. Yeah, Glockgeist was right. The other reason I was in no shape to do a brew review yesterday, because I spent the whole day laying in the fetal position because Johnnie was gone. I would like to thank Johnnie. It was a fun time. His job puts him all over the United States, and this is actually his second trip back to this pathetic part of the country. But the benefit is you know, doing the brew reviews with somebody else is a load of fun. So that's why I keep saying, you guys, you know, if someone want to come up, do a brew review, that's, you know, I'm all for it. I love paint. As promised in the last one with Johnnie, we're going to be taking a look at Crow Peak Brewing Company's 11th Hour IPA. Just as kind of a spoiler alert, if this is their 11th hour IPA, it might have been good, say, around the 15th or the 16th hour, because 11 was not very good. But let's do this. We've got another successful pour going. Well, it's got a fairly Pilsnerish looking color. Not a lot of head, but I'm pretty much used to that. It also has a Pilsner smell. Considering this is an IPA, you expect a little hoppiness, but not really, not much. So, cheers, guys. Cheers, Johnny. And all this time, Johnny had Google Plus. Poor bastard. Well, in the bitter world, it rates right up there. Did we have this one right away, or I can't remember. Once again, I stand behind my original comment when I say that that Boker's bourbon that Evil Neil, that Neil brought, that completely screwed up the brew review. Good God, it's like one of the brew reviews I did with Johnny, I think we drank at least 8 beers. It might have even been more before we came down here and did a brew review. Okay. You get like a citrus, I don't even know how to explain it. You get like the effects of the citrus, you know, that, you know, if you've had an IPA and you're like going, yeah, that's the citrus part. And then you taste the citrus part. This is like you get the citrus part, but there's just like this dry bitter area. Like I said, 11th hour IPA? Really? Well, put her back to bed. Give me a call after, you know, at least 16. Now that I'm having it, maybe 20 hours. I'd like to try the 20th hour IPA, not the 11th hour. Yeah, it's I guess if you're looking for what the citrus effect is, it's kind of like biting into the orange peel part of citrus. It has, but not the orange flavor, just that acidic kind of thing going on. I remember we finished them. And I don't know why I am now. It's got a kind of a also not so good aftertaste to it. More than likely I'll finish this. I could just slam it because it have the same kind of harsh effect that some kind of a bad whiskey would give you. Speaking of Paul Asman, that moonshine you sent. See, I've tried that in fruit punch. I've tried that in lemonade. I've tried that as a straight shot. And it's kind of weird because like when we opened it and you smell it, it almost has a little bit of a tequila smell to it, but the taste is more like a Chardonnay wine and pure methane fuel right behind it. Paul, yeah, like you said, it's probably not a bottle that's gonna burn through fast, but the one thing I need to do is I need to make up some of my Bloody Marys. I think that would also be good in there, you know, because I guess it'll see if that flavor comes through at all, because you really wouldn't want something like that. When it comes to a Bloody Mary, about the only thing that's kind of good in those is like the vodkas, like the Pepard, something that has a peppery something to it. A little place that we go to here in town, they make something called the Prairie Mary, and that's a kind of a heavier hitting for being a little on the spicy side. The 11th Hour IPA from Crow Peak Brewing. This is in South Dakota. I probably give this a 2. I'm not gonna dump it out. It's just not good. Thankfully, though, a bunch of the other stuff that Johnnie brought from the Dakotas turned out to be much better. Speaking of others, should look at something tomorrow. Of course, the channel's hacked, and then someone else does my job for me, and I don't know. I guess it all worked out. I had stuff going on last night. I got the little barter exchange that I did with Steve Bush. The new stock for the Mosin has come in, and now I just need to get motivated and see how this one works out for the clearance issues. Most of what I need to do is on the outside. I didn't get my bolt handle was positioned not in the same spot as that, so I need to open that up a little bit. Need to bring down the ejection port area a little bit. The Huber Concepts trigger has to have that slot opened up. My guess is, from just doing a little taking a miking this and checking the trigger, it's literally something like 80 thousandths. It's not much that it needs to be opened up, but yeah, I need to get motivated and get the Mosin project back together. Hopefully Saturday get to go out and want to shoot the AR with the Epsilon brake from VG6 and see how that one stacks up against their old one. So, like we're saying, tomorrow. I'm gonna look at another one from Johnnie. The Governor. It's an Imperial IPA, and this is beers leading one beer to the other. This is something that I think I've reviewed, but this is a completely different batch than last year's. So, and of course, well, going off of what their own rep from their own company said, Oscar Blues Brewing. I've always heard it pronounced Oscar, but Johnnie said that an employee from the brewery, he got to meet them. Of course, he brought a shitload of stickers. He says that it's Oscar Blues. So, I'd like to think that an employee would know, wouldn't you? So let's look at that tomorrow. Like I said, hopefully the weather will be nice and be able to get to run back out to the shack and do a little shooting. I wanna see how that guy stacks up. I'm not gonna have the Mosin back together in time for that. Well, I guess I might be able to have it back together now. Will I have the action pillars bedded? Will I have the barrel free floated? Probably not, but I probably could have it back together enough to bring it out there. I'm actually kind of looking for somewhat of an overcast day. I want to be able to do a review on that brake, the square brake from Huber Concepts. And I kind of want an overcast day, and I want to make up a rig that I can put down over the top of the brake so that you can see it alongside a stock Mosin versus what that brake is doing. and if it's overcast, it really helps to, so you can see that gunpowder cloud and what it's doing, or in the case of what the brake is making it not do. So I don't know. I don't remember. JR10, did you leave your infamous dissertation on what is on my brake, on that brake? Because I know my buddy JR10 there. He is a it needs to be function long before anything else, and you know. Yes, you're so true, my friend, when you say there's so many things, especially in the gun industry, that seem to tailor to say a particular look. It's got to be cool. It's got to be tactical, But oh, some things like this, I personally, the more I look at this, the more I absolutely love it, and I'm glad I spent all the time I did polishing it up so it matched the barrel instead of being black like it originally was, except for the inside. That is a special paint that he, or epoxy that he uses, and it's slippery, so it's another thing that aids in the benefit of allowing the brake to work. But this one's all business. There's no show on this. It was all about making something that was all function. John Huber is constantly thinking. So I need to get that back together. So otherwise, enjoy your Thursday, and have a good Friday until we meet again. And like I said, if we do have a brew review tomorrow, we'll be looking at the Governor from Oscar Blues. So, you guys have a good night.